is Black Spring Mobile here with you again, and I'm not going to take up a lot of time because it is my intent to go live later today. If you're around, I'm thinking I might do it around maybe 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock today. But, I just heard something that was really just plain talk, or as they say, just country folk talk. Um, Country folk talk about, you know, basically the politicians in this country, and the dog and the pony show, and like, are they ever going to do their jobs? We feel it's seeming more like selected officials as well. So just some of the dynamics that are going on. I mean, I heard something that, they say that beauty, the quote was, this is not my own. The quote was, beauty is skin deep, but ugly is to the bone. And I think Pelosi came to mind when that particular when that particular comment was made. So we'll see what happens. I do have a couple of liners for you. And the liners that will actually come out of California. It will be involving, of course, King Newsom, and then I think I have one more. But it just seems like we are. I do agree, and I've said this before. It seems like everything that we have, that a lot of things that are going on, whether it's a question of morality, or it just seems like we're just falling, falling. There's debauchery, there's, and it does, to me, it does remind me of, of the fall of Rome. And I think the morality, I think maybe that was it, it's rooted in those kinds of principles, or those kinds of values. And it's basically celebrated here. Like, we're celebrating debauchery, while other countries are basically banning. So that leaves me a little dumbfounded when we have somebody saying, "Oh, well, we're leading. It's going to be a new world order, and we're going to lead. We're going to lead all the, lead the free nations, or the nations of democracy. We're going to lead." Well, what we are leading. Okay, we are leading in debauchery. We're leading in inflation. We're leading in just corruption, like, just to the bone. We really are. That's where we're leading. Yeah, not natural resources. Everybody's being fleeced so they can run out and buy a car so they can get in debt. And this one particular pastor that I was listening to, he refers to, this is the beast system. He says to starve it. He says, don't go out there and get in debt. Don't go out there and zoot up your credit cards. Don't go out there and keep feeding this beast system. Because a lot of people, with everything that's going on, they're still feeding this beast system. They're still running their credit cards. They're still buying stuff. Yeah, because I agree with him. I don't see any relief in gas prices. No, I don't. I don't see it. But yeah, you know how the news cycles move. It's almost like they put the demic on hold for this Ukraine stuff. And then, like, here's another thing that I said once before. Like, here's the thing. This is how we're not starving the beast system. And I've said this before. Okay. You know how people will say, "Oh, I got a new house," and they'll say that's a blessing. They'll tell you that getting a new car or getting into more debt is a blessing. So we're kind of groomed for this kind of a thing. The beast creates the problem, and the beast creates the solution. I think that is very true. But I agree. I like the wording of this pastor that he says, starve it. Starve the system. But some people, they just have no, I don't know. I guess they don't have control. Because when we're in debt, we're enslaved. And I think that's what the goal is, like, even nationwide, when it comes to these resources and stuff. As long as we have to depend on somebody else, or as long as we're making deals with the devil, or or the greedy, then we are enslaving ourselves. I think when you're independent, you're less likely to be enslaved, no matter what the resource is. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm on about, like the just the fall like of things, and just the way people are willing to accept just about anything that these people say that comes out of this administration. But I do have something that is the story, the liner that I have for California is kind of disturbing as per usual. And I think that's another, it's probably more of a morality issue. It is, but these people and all their environmental justices and their reproductive justices, but it seems like California is turning into a state of, it's a house of ill reputes. We got somebody is always leading in the house of ill reputes these days in this country. That judge, that woman who's that nominee that they're circling around, to me, she would be a part of that. She'd be part of the same gang. Okay, so let's see, who do I have here? Because she's beholden to the debauchery. Hi, Marty Lauderdale. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. So we're going to be going live around 1:30 or 1:30, maybe, yeah, 1:30 or 2, or I might go out a little bit later than that. Yeah, I may push it out a little bit later than that. Hi, Marty Lauderdale. She says, I was just talking to 2 of my sons about so much these days as part of the beast system, and how I am imp to be mindful of it and don't participate. Yeah, it really is. I mean, we think about it. It's just like just about a lot of things that we are involved in. I think it's a part of the system. Like it all takes us, it wraps us back into the system. And because if we keep going out and getting indebted to, to keep up with what the beast system or what they want you to do, you're going to be enslaved. And that's how the beast system survives. They can't survive without us. But as long as we're investing and we keep spending and people are carrying on like, oh, we're going to go back to some form of normal. When people say that, I just really just want to throw up. I just want to throw up in my mouth, because those are the same people. I find that the people with the most money are the main ones who will feed the system at non-stop. They're going out buying new cars and new homes, and they don't have, and the minute that the rug is pulled out from underneath them, they will have a pot to what or a window to throw it out of. They're not going to have it because they've blown it all up in the beast system. They fed the beast system so long, they're going to be going through some form of withdrawal. I will tell you, I've seen quite a few Teslas, but the average person is not going to buy a Tesla. Okay, they're not. And then everybody's going to do a knockoff, no matter what the vehicle, the maker is. I don't know what happened to the Chevy Leaf. Does anybody out here own a Chevy Leaf or knew anybody that owned a Chevy Leaf? Yeah, if you do, then yeah, to me, they've been leaking out this stuff so they can push this Green New Deal and push all of this stuff out. Like, what is it going to cost? $30,000 to $80,000 to put you in an electric car? I would say at minimum. I guess it depends on what you get. I mean, I don't even know who's the biggest manufacturer, or like what's a mid-grade situation. Are they going to start giving out vouchers, or they're going to start doing electric car equity or electric car equality, and the people that have the people that are already on the government dime are going to get the cars, get the best break on them? Or help me out, guys. I'm just saying, it's just, this is called bits because I had a couple of bits and pieces on my mind. So we always come up with good things on this show. So let's see who else is here. Look at some people that popped in here. We have, of course, Marty Lauderdale. How are you, Marty Lauderdale? It's very smart. You're, just trying to show, if you're able to help assist in discernment for the younger generation, that's great, because they don't see it. I think we just kind of become like a want society, and we get a lot of what we want on demand, but it's still a part of that. It's still a part of the system that's going to destroy, that's enslaving us. It really is. Thank you, Marty Lauderdale. And Marcy T's here. How are you, Marcy T? And AZ Infidel, it's been a lifetime. Good morning to you. And yeah, so that's that's kind of like what I'm on about. But there's some disturbing things that are coming out of California, which, like I said, it's the house of ill. That's one of the number one. We have multiple houses of ill reputes, but that one is getting to be number one. We're ranking California as the number one house of ill reputes. But the thing about people in California, they wouldn't live anywhere else. In fact, I had a friend whose brother told me, he said, I'd rather be homeless in San Diego than to live anywhere else in the world. Now, that was pretty telling. And to me, I think that is the sentiment of many. I think it's the sentiment of many. Because I think they think they're getting some cool points or whatever, for being, for all these progressive and liberal views. Or they think, we can move to California and just live outside. You have a lot of people that think like that. They don't care about pitching a tent and getting on and sleeping outside of the supermarket or the shopping center. They don't care. Because they have resigned, many of them have resigned from society, or they have, that's just check out from society or whatever. I don't know what they're doing. They've checked out. You have some people say, they'd say, I've been married and all of this, and now I'm just living in the park until the park ranger comes to kick me out every night. I mean, I've seen, these are actual real stories of people that I have talked to. When they can't live at home anymore, that's when they start hitting the streets. Or, that's just one dimension of, I think, the homeless there. And I've also heard, I have never been able to confirm this, but I've heard of people getting bus tickets, that people from other states or countries, other states, will give them a bus ticket to California, will give their homeless tickets to California. Say, you can go anywhere in the world. You can, you want to go to San Diego? Here's your ticket to go to San Diego. And they join the community of the homeless. But you have the NIMBY culture, which I've talked about that before, in some of the, the most, like, was it Marin County and some of these really ultra, elite places. But you have a lot of people that are in these parks at night, and they're just dodging park rangers. You have that too. These are people that have resigned. They weren't ultra rich. They just basically have kind of resigned from society. Well, can you imagine if we all resigned from the beast system? Where would we be? If we're not feeding it, then things would have to change, right? But I don't know. Like I've talked about before, like, can people maintain their self-control when it even comes to buying these Christmas items? Everybody talks about, I'm buying PS2s for my kids and PS5s, or am I even saying the right the right PS? They're buying all of these things, and they don't practice any restraint. So you keep feeding the monster. Yeah, you keep feeding the monster, keep feeding the beast, and yeah, he's got you fiending for more. You keep coming back for more. So I applaud you, Marty Lauderdale, for showing your kids, or helping them, guiding them in discernment, I guess, if that's possible to do. Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even help their kids distinguish between a want and a need. They don't even do that. So I think it's, you're really, you're doing what You're going above and beyond. And yeah, you're teaching them not to love this system. Yeah, I mean, like, we hate ourselves and love their wealth is what. So that was a line in somebody's music, or some rap song or whatever. But it's true. It's to me, it's the system is what they want you to love, and they want you on it because it enriches them. The power, the influence, it enriches them no matter what. They're all getting a piece of it. Let's see who else is here. I think I missed some people, or did I not? All right, so it's Marty Lauderdale said, I saw articles this morning. 41 LA Sheriff's Office deputies are part of their own little gang. Ay. Marcy T says, I haven't done Christmas in 5 years or so. I don't blame you. I mean, it's you know, I was turned off by it when I was younger. Like why is there so much emphasis on spin? And then that's when, and to me, that's where I think the kids kind of get into this culture of they've got to have everything they want. Otherwise, well, I'm oppressed because they don't have everything I want. I must be oppressed. There must be something wrong with society. But if you've got people, if people are groomed and kind of trained to want, and just being people coveting and being envious of material things, you know, that's the culture that they're groomed in. So when they can't, like, that's one of the issues that I've had, and I don't want to get on this. I've talked about Jackson State quite a bit at times. You know, of course, I think that Deion Sanders, I think he has his heart's in the right place, but at times he does some things that I don't agree with. Like, I don't think getting these kids addicted to name brands, Gucci, and all these labels and things, because the minute that they can't afford these things, or the minute that they can't, you know, that they're not successful, or that the draft comes and goes in a minute and they're not drafted, then what do you think they're going to do? What do you think the chances, how are they going to function after they've gotten accustomed to, you know, material stuff, the beast system stuff? It's like a drug. You can't get it. Once you kind of get into it, you have to wean yourself off of it. Let's see. All right, who do I have? Is it Latin Patriot? How are you, Latin Patriot? Thank you so much for coming in. Marcy T says, park it. Remember that Burger King commercial real loud. Right, like you almost need to do things in one swoop right now. Like, if you have to go out, you pretty much need to go out and get what you need in one swoop and not make multiple trips. I know we're all guilty of it. Like, oh, well, I didn't get this. Oh, I got to go back first. Oh, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot that. Oh, I want to go do this. I need to go and do that. But meanwhile, you know, that lever is just, and I'm telling you guys, it's painful. It just seems like the gas is going out even faster, you know. It just seems like the gas is running out even quicker. So that's what's going on to me. Like, all right. And then Marty Lauderdale says, I've always been opposed to succumbing my spirits to trends and living a non-materialistic lifestyle. Thank you so much, Marty Lauderdale. I really appreciate you so much for sharing that. And Marcy T says, here it is. Come out of this world, my people. She says, Job 54, verse 45. And a lot of people I don't think they understand. They don't understand that this is, and to me, that is the beast system. You know, it's, yeah. And, you know, we're not really getting ahead. Like, we're not. Like, I don't even know sometimes if people have the mental fortitude to just say no, or to just reject some of this stuff. You know, and that all they're doing right now, every minute they're running Ukraine, all nonstop. But isn't it funny that this is the same place in which Biden has been brought up on. Many accusations came out against him during the Trump administration regarding his the Burisma deals, the whole nine. So isn't it a little bit ironic that all of a sudden all the attention is going to Ukraine? Millions, billions of dollars and weaponry are going there now. I mean, I'm just saying. So the news cycle, you know, they move on from these things, or they never really touched it. But I have another story, an interesting story from the New York Times that I kind of wanted to share. Hi, Luciano. How are you? Now, I will tell you guys, my Discord, I'm pretty much, you know, kind of skirting the Discord. That stuff is done over there. I'm not going to be dealing with Discord so much. And I'm not actually not dealing with it at all, because I don't like, you know, these memos, or, you know, watch yourself, check yourself. Also, have you guys noticed that a lot of industries are going to gray and white, like uniforms? Police are going to gray uniforms, gray and white uniforms. Just look around. I'm just saying. Just look around. Just look around. And where have you seen that before? Okay. Like some of these public official kinds of these offices are going gray and white. Let's see. Latin Patriot. Okay. Never mind. Sorry. Marty Lauderdale says, the times in my life when I had money, plenty of money, I gave so much away and told my kids, never be braggadocious, be humble. Thanks so much for sharing that, Marty Lauderdale. Those are words to live by. And AZ Infidel says, I only spend to become more independent and self-reliant. Right, exactly. Right on, AZ Infidel. Hello, Alien Believers. Thanks so much for coming in. So yeah, it's just right to kind of get yourself off of that. Like I said, wean yourself off, you know, like, and I don't know where people start doing that, because when I find like the culture of people buying like those little small, like you have a toddler, not a toddler, but something like a kid that's like 4 or 5 years old. What is it with people buying little like mini luxury cars or mini foreign cars for their kids? See, they get them hooked on. It's kind of like sugar. It's like the sugar makes the monsters crazy. Early on, you want the sugar to make the monsters crazy. Early. So you're already planting that seed. Oh, society says I have to drive a BMW, or society says I need a Ferrari car. And the kids learn about a Ferrari or a BMW before they learn about even where that comes from. What it takes to get something like that. They don't learn the value of a dollar, or even piggy banks. I don't even hear people talking about piggy banks anymore. But they bought their little 4-year-old for the birthday party a little Ferrari or a little. Honestly, I'm just saying, they get you hooked on. They get you hooked on the lifestyle and the wealth of the beast early, and it's hard to turn them off. It's hard to show anybody the value of a dollar. Oh my God, what is the value of the dollar? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Even that's down. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in. So I'm on about 24 minutes. And so I'm going to be back later this afternoon. And we're going to hack it up on a couple of liners. Some debauchery out of California. And also just more corruption. I mean, it's it's documented. It's time stamped somewhere. But how soon do people forget? Luciano said, anyone see Corey, quote, bathroom Booker's crocodile tears? Said she reminds him of his mom. That's great. This means his mother is also a socialist. I haven't seen that, Luciano. I'll look it up for sure. And Luciano says, yes. Yeah, the spoil them without having to learn the value of a dollar, which is diminishing, by the way. Marcy T says about 25 cents. Latina Patriot says, let's see. Luciano says, Marty, my eyes glanced up at the MSM for a few seconds. It was pathetic, horrible acting. Yeah, I can't watch this stuff. But I'm telling you, we're turning into a nation of ill reputes. You know, when people aren't, looking over at, they got everybody looking at Ukraine. Meanwhile, all the debauchery is going on in the background that's going to crush us all. I'm just saying, like they're destroying the West without a doubt, and all the countries that we're railing against are the ones that are doing more on the morality side. Like they're banning. I don't want to say this word on here because they'll probably, you can't be saying that. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have the teeth to say exactly what I want to say, but yeah, we're celebrating immoral stuff and debauchery and alternative stuff, and yeah, that's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. So I appreciate you guys for coming in. Yeah, I don't know another word right now for it starts with, it ends with a might. Okay, I don't have another word for the mites. But I do have a weak stomach for the liberals and the family members that I have that are still praising Biden. Well, our president, excuse me. I've never heard you use such an endearing pronoun before. He's not your father. He's not your mother. He's not your family. So what is this our? That to me, it's a term of endearment when you put that on the front of a politician or a regime commander, or yeah, it's way too much. And they just believe anything they're told. They don't have any thoughts of their own. Not one. Not one. And AZ Infidel says, I find it amazing how suddenly everyone took off their mask and started waving. Right. AZ Infidel. And Marcy T says, hoary bugger for Satan he is. Let's see. Luciano says, more jewelry stores being, quote, smashed and grabbed. It's always $1 million worth. Yeah, well, people like Newsom and his props. I can't think of the number right now. He was a part of that. I think it started with them. But like I said, it's a house of ill reputes, okay? And it's not going to stop. They are leading in, we're leading in debauchery. We're leading in inflation. We're leading in demise. Yeah, that's the only place that I see that we're leading right now. And I don't know how we're gonna turn it back, but I tell you what, they're gonna drop the boom. They're gonna drop this next LD, the next lockdown, in time for this next election, is what I think they're going to do. Pull off your mask, and is it symbolic? Some people have tied it to some dark symbolism, but I think it's also just a part of they're getting ready to drop it again. They're getting ready to drop it. Marcy T says, we are ahead of the clowns. Alien Believers says, yay, Marty, can't watch anything anymore on TV. All I see are traders. Yeah, I can't do regular TV, and I haven't done it in years, and I wouldn't go back to, even when I go, and I say this without any braggadocio or without any arrogance. When I go into somebody's place that's watching regular TV, it's almost like I just have to get out of that space. I'll do just about anything to get out of, it's like I just climb the walls, because it just seems like, it's too much. But, some people, they are totally tuned in and zoomed in, and yeah, they can't help themselves. That's how they start their day. And then it's like, it's some people in my family, I can't even talk to them because it's like, I don't know whether you're arguing with me just for the sake of argument, or you arguing with me because you actually have some information that's not totally biased and skewed, from the, the ABC networks. Alien Believers says the whole system is corrupt and are selling us up the river. That's not, do we even have any money in this country right now? Seriously? They're crushing the middle class. I mean, I literally, I think we are. We're being crushed. Well, I don't know what, and that's like, we knew about that laptop for so long, and now, but I just think there's just so much corruption, you can't get rid of these people. And that kind of segues me into what I want to talk about later today. They've done such a great job in demoralizing and traumatizing and desensitizing and, even victimizing people that they can't discern anything. They can't. And they won't. Let's see. Marcy T says, for the sake of arguing, they are the little mockingbirds now. And Putin has the goods on everyone. Gee, I wonder why Lindsey Grahamnesty called for his... Woohoo! Yeah, what can I say? But I appreciate you guys for tuning in to this little mini stream. But I will be back later today, and I will confirm with you guys for sure. I think it's probably going to end up being it'll be after 2 o'clock today. But yeah, a little bit later than I thought. But yeah, we'll get it in probably, and that's EST I'm talking, like somewhere between 2:30 and 3 maybe. But yeah, you guys hang in there. And Marcy T says, what? That's fighting words, Lindsay. And AZ says, I wish Putin would let some of the information out. And it's just the way, if you hear people talking about him all day long, the people that don't have any idea, they have no idea. They'll always put a child. They have the same strategies. They'll always put a child or a woman or a child or somebody clinging to a fence or something. It's just, and there's so many campaigns and fundraisers out there right now. Can you even believe it? Like, GoFundMe, like, does that even have any credibility? GoFundMe? I'm starting to see other agents of like GoFundMes, spin-offs of GoFundMes, and I'm just thinking everything doesn't require a fundraiser, right? And what do you get? It's like you guys are laundering that money. Yeah, you sending it out and you're bringing it right back here. What are you doing? It's never going to reach anybody. Okay, Luciano says Putin has the goods on the U.S.-backed biolabs, Hitler 30K, emails, wieners, top. Let's see. Marty Lauderdale says y'all should check out A Call for an Uprising on YouTube on 322 video interview of a guy who wrote a book on the 322, the order group. Good stuff. Very interesting. Wow. Very nice. Thank you, Marty Lauderdale. You guys are bringing the heat. Bring the heat. We're going to start having bring the heat Thursdays. and that is your invitation to, yeah, we could call it not open mic, but it's like Bring the Heat Thursday. You can bring the heat on whatever you want, as long as it's something that we have talked about or we have covered or discussed. So just bring it. That's all we want. And please, I'm still waiting for, I'd love for people to kind of get in on the 411 / people's potluck kind of a deal, because I think the summer is going to be one for the books. And yeah, I really do. I think California's going to hit $7 this month, before the end of the month. Definitely first of April. California will hit $7 on the gas. And certainly $10 by the summer. All right, guys, it's time for me to get out of here. And I'll see you guys back. Excuse me. Okay, Madeleine Albright. Yeah, that's another one. All right, guys, I will see you around the 2-ish, 2:30-ish, 3. Yeah, I'll see you around that time.